Well, thank you so much, Ewa, for organising this today, and thank you very much to those of you who have joined the event, and hopefully others who will be viewing this subsequently. My name is Cathy Fawcett. I'm the recruitment manager in the WMG department at the University of Warwick, and I'm going to present today about WMG, give you a bit of insight and information about the department, because it's quite an unusual department. It doesn't exist in other institutions, being a multidisciplinary department, so quite exciting and different. But I'll start by introducing a little bit of background Warwick, just to put it into perspective. So why Warwick? I mean, Warwick is one of those modern, forward-looking, very innovative universities. We're located right in the heart of England, on a fantastic campus. We're highly ranked. We're part of the Russell Group. We've got outstanding facilities and a really exciting, international and motivated student body. Looking at the rankings, I think it's important to understand a little bit about how we're positioned, but it's not just numbers, it's why and how we've reached these rankings. And that's all down to the quality of what we're delivering, the quality of the experience, the education, the research opportunities, that engagement that we have with organisations, with the community, and something that's really demonstrating where Warwick is placed and showing how that is placed in the bigger picture of higher education in the UK. So Warwick, as I mentioned, is a Russell Group university. So it's in this group of institutions that are research-driven, research-led, and attract a significant amount of research funding from international funding bodies and the government. In terms of quality, you can see that we're ranked number 67 in the world as part of the QS World University Rankings. In the UK, we're always within the top 10 of UK institutions. Our research, all academic departments are actively involved in world-class research, and 92% of that is world-leading or recognised as internationally excellent. And for student experience, we've received the gold ranking in the TEF. Just on the return on investment side, we're also very, very well recognised by employers for employer reputation. So globally, that's 55 in the world for the US, for the QS rankings for global employer reputation. One of the most international universities in the world, according to the Times Higher Education, and one of the top targeted universities by UK employers in the UK. So this just gives you a bit of a flavour of where we're positioned and why it's worth coming to Warwick, because it gives you so much extra. There's so much added extra. Looking at facts and figures, we've got just over 7,000 staff, just under 29,000 students. So you can see it's quite a large institution. Internationally, we've got 130 different countries represented in our student body. And in total, we have 31 academic departments. And those are across 3 distinct faculties: the Faculty of Arts, the Faculty of Social Science, and the Faculty of Science, Engineering and Medicine. So I'm going to talk to you more about the WMG department, which sits within the Faculty of Science, Engineering and Medicine. It stands originally for Warwick Manufacturing Group, but we've actually lost the words Warwick Manufacturing Group, and we work by the acronym because we were established 45 years ago, and what we do within the WMG department may have started in manufacturing, but it really is so much broader, but using the, I suppose, the intelligence, the solutions, and the mindset that we had when we were focusing purely on manufacturing in the very early days. These days, WMG is the largest department at the university and really spans a significant number of sectors and industries. I'll show you quickly about the department. Firstly, though, looking at a few images on campus. So the WMG department has quite a significant footprint on the university campus. You can see here actually at the top picture, this is we call it the IDL building. This is where I'm currently sitting actually. This is where we have our student hub, where we have our admissions teams, our student office, our student experience team. Most of our academic tutors are located in this building as well. So we have a lot of staff and students coming and going all the time in this particular space. And the outlook from this building is to these lovely fountains and pond to the right, where you can see another 2 WMG buildings, and it's a really lovely sort of social and green space on the university campus. The next picture down is a different view, different angle from there, and again the building at the very end is our International Institute for Product and Service Innovation, where we work very closely with hundreds of small to medium-sized companies, guiding them and supporting them on their journey to excellence within their sector. And then at the bottom we have our IMC building, that's the International Manufacturing Centre, where we do a lot of our teaching. We've got some great state-of-the-art classrooms in there, but we also have huge engineering halls and lots of scope and capacity where we work with industry directly. So as a department, WMG, or previously Warwick Manufacturing Group, is a very large multidisciplinary department in the Faculty of Science, Engineering and Medicine. We have, as a department, over 900 staff across 10 buildings on the Warwick campus. And we have education programs from undergraduate through masters, including executive short courses through our skills centre. We have PhD engineering and overseas teaching centres. Our industry, our education is very industry focused. So we have industry focused teaching and research, and we collaborate with hundreds of industrial partners, both on the education, the research and the consultancy side. As a research-led university, so as a Russell Group university, I think you understand that research is at the heart of what the university stands for. And WMG, as one of the 31 departments, our applied research actually contributes over 40% of Warwick's entire research income. And it covers a range of industries and sectors and is organised across 5 core themes. So this is just to give you an indication really of the size and the scale and the importance of WMG within the university. So on the research front, we've got lots and lots of different research groups, but across themes, we're looking at things related to data, connectivity and application, electrification, so affordability and efficiency. We look at manufacturing, we look at productivity and resilience, and we look at materials, a lot within sustainability and the circular economy. And we do have a lot within transport, particularly the automotive and aerospace sectors. And we're looking at safety and integration, but also interconnectivity. We look at driverless vehicles, and we look at sustainability within the transport sector. These are some of WMG's industry partners that we've worked very closely over many years. Both on the education side and on the research side. So just to give you a bit of a flavour of some of the organisations that we partner with and engage with regularly. Now, what's interesting about this, especially on the education side, is that where we're designing programmes bespoke specifically for particular organisations, that knowledge, expertise, intelligence, and insight that we get into the company is then all brought into the full-time master's program. So this is where our current full-time students benefit tremendously from our industry partnerships. So as a program, our full-time master's program covers a very broad range of courses in applied management, in digital business, in cybersecurity, in healthcare, innovation, manufacturing, and the automotive space. All of the programs are designed to develop skills in leadership and management across a range of sectors, from technology-led industries through to service industries. And all of the teaching is practical and applied. So whilst it's very academically challenging, it's also important for students to engage actively with their learning. So we use simulations and case studies very extensively to ground the theory. So not only have you learned a huge amount of content and theory, but you understand how to apply it, why it's important, how to put that into practice within the workplace. The USPs, the unique selling points of our master's program, include a very skills-focused curriculum. So we're looking at skills-orientated content, we're looking at the development and the deep expertise of your skills that can be used and built on from here on forward. And so you can if you've got a very deep understanding of what you're doing, you're able to transpose that and use that in so many different contexts going forward. We also develop your innovation and your creativity. So we're challenging you always to find solutions to real-world problems and to foster the mindset that's valuable in technology, business, and engineering. We don't spoon feed you. So it's not for us to just give you a load of information. It's very, very important for you to use what you're being given and guided and develop yourself. This is a really important student learning journey, and this is where you become really excellent professionals. So we're developing adaptability skills, your problem-solving skills, your critical thinking, your time management, project management skills, and preparing you really to adapt within the industries that you're going to go into professionally in the future. And in order to do this, we use cutting-edge teaching methods. So we're looking at gamification, we use project-based learning, we do a lot of immersive learning and technology-enabled learning, so that we're tailoring your journey and really giving you exposure to lots of different ways of learning and developing yourself. Now, of course, this has been well recognised by a lot of accrediting bodies and in rankings as well. So a lot of our courses are accredited by different bodies. The Institution of Engineering and Technology, for example, accredits most of our technical programs. Then we have CIPS, that's the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply, and the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport for our logistics programs, the National Cybersecurity Centre for our cybersecurity programs, and the Institute of Export and International Trade for our international business program. I'll go into a little bit more detail about those shortly, but just to show you that recognition and yeah, the feedback that comes every time we have a accreditation review or meeting is really remarkable and really, really positive. So this year, currently we have 1,350 students studying across our full-time program. That's across courses, and for 2025 we have 16 master's courses. We've got a couple of new courses that I'll show you. We currently have 51 countries represented, and the students that we have here within the WMG department come from a range of backgrounds and with a range of professional experience, from recent graduates to quite highly experienced professionals. For example, we have students funded as well by over 30 different international funding bodies, and a lot of them will have a requirement of having to have come with several years of professional experience before going to study. So we have a couple of hundred students funded by different funding bodies, including the UK government. We have Chevening Scholars, Commonwealth Scholars, British Council Great Scholars, and Women in STEM Scholars, and people coming from all sorts of different funding bodies across the world in recognition of what students are achieving. So I'm going to show you the overview of the programs that we have within the WMG department. As I mentioned previously, we have a lot of focus on applied management. And what does that mean? That means that you're not just learning a lot of content theory and very top high level content. You're looking also at how to actually put that into practice, how it's relevant, how it impacts within the workplace, how you're going to be using that going forward. So we're looking all the time at the academic content and the analysis and the theory, and then how to put that into practice. We're looking at the application of everything that you're learning within business. So we have a master's degree in engineering business management, and I've got a slide on that, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on every one of these because it would just be too much with 16 courses. But I'll show you a little bit about the content that we have on engineering business management shortly. But we also look at courses like Management for Business Excellence, with a big focus on quality management and continuous improvement. We have Programme and Project Management. I think one of the only courses in the UK where we focus on programme management as well as project management. We have a fantastic programme in supply chain and logistics management. And we have a new programme launching this year in engineering design management, really taking forward the expertise we have within the WMG department and a lot of those relationships we have with industry. And this programme was developed with that industry input. We also have a lot of courses related to business and innovation. So on the business, the international business side, we have an extremely popular programme in international trade, strategy and operations, very popular with students from Taiwan as well. We have a course designed for students who are looking to establish their own business, and that's innovation and entrepreneurship. Looking at a lot of digital business. So we have a huge program in e-business management, which is divided into 4 distinct specialist routes. So we have those routes are designed really towards career outcomes and career directions. So we're looking at e-commerce and digital analytics. We have a route in digital marketing. We have a route in data science and analytics, and we have quite a lot of professional students coming on to digital technology management and consultancy. We also have master's degrees in digital technologies that in a lot of universities you would probably look for in a computer science department. Here in WMG, we have the Centre for Research Excellence and Centre for Teaching Excellence in Cybersecurity. And we have 3 programs in cybersecurity: an undergraduate program, a master's program in cybersecurity engineering, and a master's program in cybersecurity management. They are technical programs, but with, again, different professional goals. So cybersecurity management students, for example, may be looking at going into consultancy type roles within cybersecurity, whereas the engineering students would be looking more at that fundamental development of infrastructure and secure systems. We have recently launched an MSc in computer games engineering, which is doing extremely well and taps into some of the expertise in our visualization research group. Also, because located where we are at Warwick, we're actually very close to the centre of the games industry in the UK. So again, a very exciting new programme. And for 2025, we're launching the MSc in Applied Artificial Intelligence, which looks at the application of AI. It's a very technical programme with advanced programming, but it looks at the application and the use of AI in so many different industries and sectors. So it's not about developing AI per se, it's about looking at taking the opportunities that AI affords and applying that and using those within different industries. We work very closely with the medical school as well, being in the Faculty of Science, Engineering and Medicine, and we have a couple of courses on engineering, on healthcare engineering and healthcare technology. So healthcare operational management is like health systems engineering, where we're looking at quality, we're looking at clinical systems improvement, we're looking at everything required to really improve healthcare operations. Again, a very popular programme, and quite exciting in terms of the way that it's taught and the input from people within the WMG with expertise in different areas like manufacturing, where we're actually looking at how to improve those processes and systems within healthcare, drawing on lots of different expertise. And again, new for 2025, we have an MSc in digital transformation for healthcare. So taking those digitalization skills forward and looking at the application of AI in healthcare, data science, everything focused on leadership as well. And again, coming out of our research groups, where we have a huge amount of input into research and development within the automotive sector, we have a course in sustainable automotive electrification. So Warwick, or WMG in fact, has Europe's largest energy innovation centre on campus, and we work very closely with a lot of local industries in terms of battery development, storage, scale up, quite advanced testing. So there's a huge amount of research and development, and this is what's informing our MSc in Sustainable Automotive Electrification. And we also have the UK's first National Automotive Innovation Centre, which is a collaboration between the university, the department, industry and the UK government, where we're looking at driverless, connected and autonomous vehicles. So we have a master's degree in this area as well, but there's a huge amount of research and development going into this area, and nearly all of the students that have graduated from this programme have actually got jobs with our partners or jobs here on campus within the university, focusing on this particular future area of transportation. So I said I would go into a little bit more detail about a couple of courses. Engineering Business Management is really one of those first courses that was established within the WMG department, and a very important course for WMG. I think one of the first ever engineering business management courses was established in Warwick. And what we're looking at is the fact that companies are looking for people with the practical engineering skills and the management expertise in order to drive productivity and profitability. So we're covering everything similar to an MBA in engineering business management, but guided specifically towards the management of an engineering related or technology orientated company. So we're looking at strategy and finance for engineering organizations. We look at big data and analytics for industry. We look at things like managing the design and the manufacturing technology and process. We look at quality, reliability and maintenance, which is crucial and is something that as a manager of an engineering organisation, you definitely need to be very aware of and on top of. And these are the sorts of relevant modules that you wouldn't get within a normal management or MBA programme. We also look at project planning, management and control, and the commercialisation of what's going on within the engineering organisation. And then there's a lot of focus on people management. So you have an elective choice. You can look at organisations, people and performance, managing change or leadership. We also look at research methodology throughout the programme, and there's a significant dissertation project where you can focus in on your particular interests or your particular industrial interest. So that will be quite interesting and allow you to specialise and be a real expert in that area. A lot of students use that dissertation to open doors for themselves professionally, and it really enables you to become an expert in one particular area. We do accept students who have come from other backgrounds on this. So most of the students on this programme will have come with an engineering degree, but we have probably about 20% that will come with other science or technology courses. And then we have some students that will come from a business programme or have studied even occasionally social sciences, but have a real passion and focus on engineering organisations. So for example, I can give you an example of somebody who came from a law background who was passionate about the motorsport industry, and she used engineering business management in order to transition into that particular industry. So those are fewer and farther between, but it is open for students with that sort of background. Likewise, we have quite a lot of students who will do a bachelor's degree perhaps in business and then go on to want to manage their family business. But if the family business is an engineering or a technology orientated business, then it's very conducive to do a program like engineering business management in order to segue into an engineering type organization. And then another example I wanted to give you is on international trade, strategy and operations, particularly popular and important for Taiwan. So modern businesses trade across international boundaries, and so understanding the management and the operational requirements to trade successfully in international markets is really very important. So this course will cover subjects related to trade. So we're looking at the international trade and the global business environment and markets. It will look at strategies. So we're looking at international business strategy, analytics and management, and the global digital marketing strategy. And it looks at operations. So we're looking at operations management and sustainability, and we're looking at business development. We also have elective modules, so one in each of those different areas of trade, strategy or operations that a student can choose to focus very much specifically on that area. And then there's an industry impact project or a dissertation project that again will really bring everything together and focus on your career outcomes. Now, the new courses for 2025, so engineering design management, I thought it'd be quite useful to have a little look at what we're going to be delivering in this. This programme is targeting students with an engineering or another STEM background, all from a business or design background. So it's quite broad. We're looking to build multidisciplinary teams within design. That's really important. And this programme will bridge the gap between engineering and design and provide a very solid foundation for managing and leading design teams and projects. So we're looking at the bigger picture, looking at systems thinking and systems engineering, understanding design research and getting market insight, how to get market insight. We have a lot of design practice and prototyping. Now, students don't have to be expert designers. You will learn that, and there's so much computer-aided design. Obviously, you've got to have that particular interest in design, even if you've not studied before. We're then looking at sustainability in design. So we're looking at materials and sustainable processes for manufacturing, and also the product lifecycle management, so that cradle to grave. And we're looking at the commercialization side. So we're looking at the strategic business management, and of course, innovation. So we have a lot of time dedicated throughout the year to design innovation lab work, through which students will build up quite a substantial portfolio through this and through their industry impact project for presentation when applying for jobs. And then finally, well, not finally actually, penultimate, we have the new MSc in Applied Artificial Intelligence. So in this, I did say that we're looking at, it's a very technical course, but it's not necessarily geared towards computer scientists. Computer scientists are welcome to join this course if they are now looking for a very practical and applied aspect or view of how to use artificial intelligence in different sectors. But we're equally interested in students with a maths or an IT or engineering, physics, even biological sciences, statistics. We have a couple of students joining from sports science, looking at the application in AI in training programs and elite athlete selection or identification. So there's a lot of usage of AI, and so we're looking at that across various different sectors. You do, however, have to have a really strong technical capability and interest. So there will be extensive programming. You will be doing data mining. You have to be very numerate. So we're looking at applied statistics for AI. We're looking at deep learning for AI, and we're looking at that sort of broader spectrum, broader picture of the ethical implementation of AI, so leadership within that sector and industry as well, and the applications into various different industries and how to actually go about that. And then the digital transformation for healthcare, I thought it would be very useful to have a quick look at what we're doing here as well. This is really looking at the skills that are needed to drive improvements in understanding, diagnosing and managing patient-centred healthcare. And we're interested in students from, again, a range of backgrounds, so technical, medical, scientific or social sciences. We're looking at the foundations of digital healthcare. We're looking at big data and analytics, AI for healthcare. It's not as technical as the AI programme, I must say. Looking at digital communication and interoperability for healthcare, designing digitally enabled healthcare systems, managing change, so the implementation part, which is so difficult to manage in a lot of countries, and then introducing leadership and management within healthcare contexts. So I hope that was helpful insight into the types of things that we're studying on our master's programmes. And this is just to really highlight some of those rankings that we have. So these are the only courses that are ranked, not least because most master's courses, unless you're finance or economics, don't actually have global rankings. So the only course within our portfolio that has a ranking criteria within QS, for example, is the International Trade Strategy and Operations. And QS have ranked this programme as number 3 in the UK or 16 in the world, which is very, very positive. So in cybersecurity, we're ranked number 1 in the world by the Ed Universal system. That's 1 in the UK, 1 in the world. Engineering business management, number 1 in the UK and number 3 in Europe. in e-business, again, number 1 in the UK and number 5 in Europe. Innovation and entrepreneurship and supply chain and logistics management, both also number 1 in the UK for these particular programs. We don't have any other programs listed on the EdUniversal, but I think you'll see that those are particularly well regarded. And then in terms of accreditations, I touched on this earlier slightly, but we have a number of relevant accreditations for all of our programs. So that recognition by the experts within the within industry and the fields. Now, in terms of admissions requirements and entry requirements, in order to get onto any one of our master's degrees, the majority of programs will look at either a technical, computer science, engineering, scientific, or a business background. But we've got quite a lot of scope, especially in areas like project management, innovation and entrepreneurship. So really, if it seems to be a relevant program for you, it's definitely worth making an inquiry, and you will be able to give a lot of guidance in that respect. We're looking for a minimum of the UK equivalent to a 2-1, and that would vary according to the category of universities in Taiwan. For the top ranked universities, that would be 75%, and for the lower ranked universities, that would be 85% as a minimum. Our English qualifications in the Faculty of Science and Engineering are an IELTS 6.5. We do accept TOEFL, Pearson and Duolingo as well. For students that are going to study innovation and entrepreneurship, there's a slightly higher English requirement because this course is collaborative with the Faculty of Social Studies, so with Warwick Business School, where the IELTS requirement is 7. We require one reference only, and it has to be quite relevant and recent. So if you graduated more than 2 years ago, we're really looking for your most recent professional reference. If it's less than 2 years since graduation, then we really do want an academic reference. But the most important, as long as you meet the entry criteria, is that statement of purpose. So we're looking at your goals, your motivation, your aims. We need to understand how you're connecting your longer term goals with the course that you've selected and how you envisage that course helping you to achieve those. It's very important to discuss that in quite a lot of detail. We're looking for 500 to 800 words on your statement of purpose. So it's not massively extensive, but it has to be well considered and really very, very focused. Occasionally, we will ask for video statement of purpose over and above the written statement of purpose. So we'll do that for some courses on a regular basis, like our cybersecurity and our automotive courses, and others we may look on an ad hoc a random selection of people that have to do videos, or if you've met the entry requirements, you've got a really interesting background, but you haven't really tuned your statement of purpose directly towards our course, then we will give you a second chance by asking you to do a video statement to explain and explore with us exactly why it is that you feel this course is going to help you to achieve your goals. So throughout the programme, we provide a lot of academic support, and especially where we've got students who have perhaps several years of experience in studying, that's really important because you're coming back with a slightly different mindset again. So we give study skills, we're looking at academic writing, referencing, mind mapping, critiquing. We also provide professional skills and competencies. So we're looking at different workshops that will give you sort of add more strings to your bow, as we say. And then we have a really strong focus on analytical skills and research methods, so data collection, analysis, research ethics, etc. The most important, though, is what this course is going to do for you professionally. So we're looking at careers and employability. So number one, obviously, having a degree from a university like Warwick well regarded, well recognized. The name alone is going to be very, very beneficial. But the way that you've learned is going to really set you apart in the interview process, in assessment centres, and then so many students just excel, go very, very quickly up the ranks once they've started within the workplace, because you've got all the tools and you've been really developed as an individual to really excel within the workplace. We also focus on building your network. So we provide quite a lot of careers events. We have guest speakers. We have networking opportunities. We're really interested in enhancing your skills. So we provide workshops to really boost and benefit those. So anything that's really relevant and helpful for you. We have a number of options for skills certificates. So we're looking at WMG Skills Plus and our virtual careers programs and skills portfolio awards, etc. And then we also provide one-to-one support from a dedicated consultant where you're really trying to understand exactly the right direction for yourself professionally. Warwick's career service is then open to you for life. So it's not just whilst you're a student, you'll be able to tap into all of those resources for the next N number of years and at different stages of your career development. So tuition fees and funding. For 2025, our tuition fees for international students are just under £35,500. We do have scholarships, and these are merit-based competitive departmental awards available across the whole programme for all countries, so they're super competitive. As I mentioned earlier, we have 1,350 students this year, and 10% of students are able to get a scholarship. So they're used for conversion, for diversity, to attract the best and brightest students. And we have awards of £5,000, £10,000 and £15,000 towards your tuition fees only. We also partner with a number of funding organisations like Chevening and Women in STEM, the British Council Great Scholarships, Ministries of Education, and we're open to explore other opportunities. So hopefully you'll be able to find funding. What I haven't added to this yet, and I've got a meeting in a couple of days' time, is that we have recently partnered with Prodigy Finance. So there are some student loans available, quite competitive student loans available through Prodigy Finance for all of the master's courses within the WMG department. So as a bit of a summary, I suppose, I hope you're still with me, and I hope it's been very helpful. But what we're looking at is the return on your investment. So we're giving you the opportunity to learn in an applied way, but also an academically excellent way. So we do a lot of small group teaching. It's interactive, it's tailored, it's skills orientated, and it's innovative and creative. We really focus on enhancing your employability through the content and the way that we teach you, through the networks that we provide, the events that we provide, and those skills that you'll develop whilst you're studying with us. So I hope that was helpful, and I would like to invite any questions. I'm going to stop sharing, and so if there are any questions, please let me know.